So, I've been playing Resident Evil Village, more specifically Resident Evil Village Mercenaries, the little post-game arcade mode that you unlock. Resident Evil Village was really fun. I had a very enjoyable and pleasant time with it. Not that long of a game, and if you don't play Resident Evil games, you might not be aware of the Mercenaries mode that is featured in a lot of these games. It's a little fun combat challenge mode where you try to get the highest score possible with a different selection of characters. In Village, you can play as Ethan, Chris, Lady Dimitrescu, and Heisenberg. I've had a few multiple-hour sessions in this. You know, earlier this year I've played RE4, and that Mercenaries mode was pretty fun, but this one is like so much better, and it's the older one, so I'm not sure exactly why it's so much better. On this one, you actually get a whole bunch of different unlocks and abilities you can get during a run. You know, that's the thing, I'm a roguelike Randy, so the RE Village Mercenaries mode is also kind of a roguelite. Each level you run through multiple maps and you get persistent upgrades and you visit a shop in between maps. It's really cool. I would recommend playing with a FOV mod because the default FOV is just completely ass. Chris and Ethan are both pretty fun. I mean, Ethan is the same kind of gameplay, but he can get really strong at the different upgrades you can get. I think for my few runs of him, I would go with like a shotgun build, and that just absolutely decimated people. Am I sweaty? It's so hot. I turned my fan off so I could get better audio, and I feel really sweaty. The combat in this game is actually surprisingly pretty fun. They let you switch between weapons pretty quickly, which allows for some fast-paced gameplay. You know, I like that. And the guns feel pretty punchy and are exciting to use. Now, for the normal difficulty of these maps, it was pretty easy for me. I mean, I'm a gamer, so it's no big deal. After you finish that, I was surprised to see there's actually a hard version of the maps, and just score chasing was really fun in general. They set this mode up in a way that you want to chase the highest score possible, so going fast, getting a combo, and getting all the bonuses you can possibly get, it's exhilarating, man. What can I say? It gets the blood pumping. For the normal maps, I played a lot more of Chris because I liked his guns, and also you can just fucking punch them in the face. I tried to do a punch build, but I mostly just went with the pistol upgrades because they seemed a lot better. The more S ranks you get, you can actually unlock 4 more extra abilities that you can roll in your run, so that's pretty fun. The highlight of this mode for me has to be playing as Lady Dimitrescu. She was the absolute selling point of this game. All the advertising was this giant vampire mommy. Getting to actually fulfill that fantasy as a small Filipino man is just... She has a really cool kit. She has a full 3 different abilities. You have your nails with different combos and moves. You get this little backslash thing. You get double slash. You can choke slam people like the fucking Undertaker. She has her iconic vanity throw move, fly, swarm shit. She can summon her daughters to go fight for free. She has a whole fucking Smash Brothers kit. And I was playing with the FOV mod, so if you look down, you can see your legs. That's cool. At first, I thought she felt a little clunky, but as I played more with her kit and got some more kind of speed upgrades, I found her to be really, really enjoyable. And it's so cool that you can play as one of the villains from the game. That's cool. That's a cool thing, but unfortunately, we have to talk about the 4th character, Heisenberg. Now, Heisenberg in the main game, he's a cool guy. He's one of the first ones to fuck with Ethan, sending him in this cool little intro sequence. He has a funny voice. I like him. He's cool. Unfortunately, I found his gameplay in Mercenaries to be a bit lackluster. You see, he's this cool Magneto guy. He's a little tinkerer. All of his abilities is just throwing scrap, throwing saw blades, and throwing scrap. It's not very cool. The saw blades can get pretty strong. The scrap though is so slow and so bad. It's fucking whatever. And then his 3rd throwable is just a flashbang. That's lame. Come on, we could have had something cooler for my boy. What else does he do? I forget. He does have a cool hammer, which I like the animations, and the charge attack was very helpful. He can also turn on his magnetic field mode, which lets him yank people. Cool. He like slows them down, which is cool, but you also get slowed to like a snail speed, which is not fun. In this mode, I like getting the speed upgrades and running around, so it's probably why I don't like it very much. Yeah, I just found like his kit was very clunky, it didn't really work well, and it wasn't very fun. I still have to unlock the rest of his abilities. Maybe I'll change my mind about him by the time I'm editing this video, but I don't know. I did not change my mind on Heisenberg, but I also completely forgot to mention that he can summon the exploding jet guy, which is actually pretty good. It can one-shot like most of the bosses, so that's fun. Let's talk about the levels for a little bit. So they're pretty straightforward. You're mostly going through combat areas of the main game. I fucking hate the factory layout because I get stuck every single time. Even on like my 4th and 5th run, I was getting lost in that fucking factory. I do not know why. There's not really any new enemies, but there's like tiny and giant versions of enemies, which is pretty funny. It's also cool that you go through both the Moreau fight and the Miranda fight, which is super cool to revisit those, although it's a little bit different. The Miranda fight's pretty cool. When I fought her on Ethan, that was like 4 or 5 maps before you got to that fight. And I was so strong, I just like fucking decimated her in 10 seconds. That was sick. Yeah, that's the final boss. If you haven't played Resident Evil Village, a bit of a spoiler. I should have warned you, but you're also watching this, so not my fault. I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil this year, surprisingly. I did not expect that. I started off with RE5. I'll leave a link to that playthrough on my boy's channel. I know most people don't start with RE5, but that's just how it happens for me. I don't know why. And of course, the RE4 remake was phenomenal. I never played the original. Probably not going to. That game was beautiful and fun. Had a great time with RE4. Resident Evil Biohazard, the first Ethan game, maybe shit my pants a couple times. A lot of iconic moments in that game. And that one has a blackjack mini game you can play after, which I need to go back and play that probably. That one was cool. That has some cool characters. That intro scene is a pants-shitting experience, at least it was for me, and I had a great time with that one. And of course, Village was also very fun. I'm still playing through some of the bonus content. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. I got a little tripod and microphone action so I can possibly record in some more interesting and diverse environments and camera angles, but we're still here in my room. But yeah, if you liked this video, please check out my other videos. Have a lot of ideas for these smaller Mouse TV videos. Working on a big Mouse Plus video, which been in the works for a while now. I hope you have a great day, and bye. Oh, and subscribe, please, and share, and like it, and follow me on Google+. Bye.